Hello everyone, welcome back to A Man Manga Boy manga reading log. Today I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 manga volumes. So that was a lot. So here, I just recently got this in the mails from Right Stuff, Zomb 100 Volume 3. You guys haven't even seen the haul yet. It's got a blast from the past show up to mess up with the main character. I really, enjoy this series. Essentially what it's about is this man right here, the cool flamingo shirt, has a bucket list of 100 he'd like to get through during the zombie apocalypse. So he's quickly going through them all as we follow him through his journey. During this volume, we get to find out a little bit more about the girl here who finally decides to join them. And also the main character and his, trip in life beforehand as a salaryman. His best friend doesn't really play too much of a role, but they do finally get an RV. You guys probably could figure that out. So that was pretty nice. Definitely funny. This read actually wasn't as funny as usual, though. This was more like of a serious kind of a flashbacky read. The beginning part of it was pretty funny. The ending is like, that guy got his just desserts. Thank goodness. But yeah, pick this up if you guys aren't reading it. There are only 3 volumes out so far. I think it's either ending or over in Japan. Not 100% though. Next we have My Hero Academia Vigilantes Volume 10. They just released a poster from My Hero, next season coming up soon. That actually is adapting a arc from Vigilantes, which is kind of surprising to me. It has a picture of Aizawa, Loud President Mike, and then also Loud Clouds on it, and that's from an arc in this series. So if you guys are manga readers only thinking it's like a filler or something like that, no, it's a Vigilante story arc. Vigilantes, from what I've read, which is up to like which is up to like Smooth Criminal. Vigilantes is better for sure than the main series. That being said, I hear the war arc is like amazing, so I might, change my mind. This one is great. It follows, Pop Step as she's taken over by the bees, and I'm like, wow, that's sick. And also a quick training arc so we can get the crawler up to speed. We also have Compass Kid. He is awesome. At first I thought he was just like a funny gimmick character, but I really liked his role in this story. He was, kind of dark and very interesting. It's also very cool to see how the crawler has evolved. The crawler has a lot more things in his arsenal than just sliding around like he used to. He can go super fast now and, has a projectile. So I really like to see him train and get stronger and use his powers in more unique ways. Very interesting to see how this guy can use what would seemingly be a useless power so well. Now we have 7 Deadly Sins, which you guys are all here for. So I read all the way up past the end of the first season, or whatever they want to call it, the main arc, where they invade that kingdom, of Lioness, and they take out the new generation demons. They take down Hendrickson, and etc. We learn more about King's past, and we find Arthur. Arthur fights, but Arthur has no magics. Oh my god, but he has so much potentials. Anyways, this was a really good read. I liked it still, but kind of exposition heavy because of all the past. And, also just the wrap up of the story arc. Bond versus Meliodas was too short-lived. I thought it was supposed to be really epic. It was a cool fight, but it was just over so fast. I don't know if there's a second one or anything like that if they fight again. But I remember people saying that the anime butchered it, but there's no way it can be this fight because it was done in a chapter or 2, and I was like, oh, that's it? I don't know. But Hendrickson is cool in his new demon form with the Ash Demon and the Red Blood Demon. I honestly get mad Madara vibes out of him, which is, I think, kind of cool. Well, maybe not Madara, maybe... Well, yeah, Madara looks like that, so does Toby, I suppose. But yeah, so very interesting fights. I like to see how cool it is, Meliodas using all of his powers, and we get to find out a little bit of Elizabeth and her backstory too. King finally gets to be reunited with his crew, which is kind of sad. We also get to find out more about Diane and her people, which is neat. But also the 10 Commandments finally show up, which is like the real cool part of what I read, I would say, is the 10 Commandments popping up. I do remember a gripe I have with this series now. I totally forgot about it. And it's that they have this magic eye thing, which is essentially a scouter from Dragon Ball Z. So the scouter, like, scouts the enemy to see how strong they are. And so they add, they add a leveling system to, power leveling system. And so I don't really like that because, what that means? Training arc incoming. So we get to see Meliodas train to get his powers back. We get to see Diane's backstory, which is kind of neat. Meliodas is just like, has a crazy strong power that he has hidden away from him. I mean, that's cool and all. I get it, he's got the nine-tailed fox in him. But I was more interested to see how these guys would evolve. Gil Thunder and Hauser and, I can't remember the other guy's name. Grimoire, something like that. He doesn't get a power-up that I've seen yet, so I don't know what he did. Yeah, it was cool to see them get a power-up. It's also interesting to see the 10 Commandments pop in, like I was saying before. We pretty much only see this guy right here. He's the 10 Commandment of lying. If you lie, he turns you into stone. Very cool, but also... but I thought that this was a really cool kind of concept of having Meliodas live like one of his deepest tragedies over and over again. This was something I could really get behind. I really enjoyed that actually quite a bit. So yeah, that was 7 Deadly Sins. A little bit not as good as the first volumes I was reading, but still it was pretty good. It had higher highs because it was, the action was pretty cool, but just so much exposition, and I really don't like their power level system. So I would probably rate this one like a 7, the last one like an 8 if I was to be rating these. So that's kind of where I am at with 7 Deadly Sins. I'm hopeful it gets even better because Escanor's coming up, and I remember Escanor being awesome. So, can't wait for that. But I do like Gowther more now that I've been reading it instead of just watching it. Gowther, I feel like, doesn't have a good adaptation in the anime. It's like, I get he's supposed to be soulless and an asshole because he's a doll, but I really hated him in the anime. In the manga, I think he's pretty funny. I think it's just the way I'm interpreting him is different. I also started JoJo's Part 4. It's not going to focus, but that's okay. This really just starts up the Morioh arc. I kind of forgot all about the Angelo statue. So it's always cool to see Jotaro show up and just totally clown on Josuke. And Jotaro's like, oh, I'm so weak now because I haven't been using my sand powers. Can barely stop time, and I'm over here this motherfucker couldn't even stop time at the beginning of Part 3. And he's over here saying he's out of shape now, and I was like, shit. We also get to see Koichi's stand, which is an egg at this time. We get to see Bad Company show up. So this gets pretty far. It gets all the way to the end of the brothers storyline here. And the next arc will probably start the con artist guy. I forget what his name is. I don't think he's a stand user. I'm pretty sure he's just a con artist guy. But yeah, he'll be popping in. I like the color pages too. I always think they're really cool because they're all orange. I know it's not unique anymore, but it was unique when it was first coming out. But I'm gonna read through all of Part 4. I like to read them in parts as a huge binge. So I won't read Part 5 until all Part 5 comes out. I do have Part 5, though. I'm starting it. It's here, see? Oh, it looks so pretty. But, yeah, this is them side by side. I like this kind of nice. It looks nice, more uniform. Between Part 1 through 3, and then 4, had these weird diamonds. It's that's lame. But now that I see Part 5 next to it, I think it matches it pretty well because, it's called Diamonds Unbreakable, so it's covered in diamonds. And this ladybug-like thing plays a huge role in this one, this Part 5. So, yeah, I thought that was actually pretty cool, as it turned out. But in any case, thank you for watching, guys. Definitely look forward to next week. More 7 Deadly Sins. I'm also going to read a few other series that I got from Right Stuff and Barnes & Noble. I'm just trying to get through 7 Deadly Sins, so I'll keep like really binging through it. I'm trying to read 9 volumes a week of it, so fingers crossed that I keep that up, but no guarantee at all, of course. Maybe I'll be 10, maybe it'll be 8, but it will be around there. But if I keep that up, I'll be able to finish the whole series in like 2 or 3 more weeks. I'll be halfway through after next week. Actually, even more a little bit past halfway through, which will be nice. And then I guess I'll read the last 2, the 7 Days of Something, at the end. I don't know if there's a better place to read those. It's the Bond and Elaine spinoff. I was going to read it at the end, but maybe I should read it sooner. If I should read it sooner, you guys should definitely let me know in the comments below, because I don't really know where to read it, and I don't really want to look it up to get spoiled with anything, if there's even any spoilers there. But thank you for watching. Have a great rest of the day, and have a fun upcoming week. Goodbye.